am adjusting. Oh, that is not the mood lighting I was looking for. Oh, Jesus. All right, hold on. Because this room is a little bit dark, I try to put on a little bit of light so that the camera doesn't get super blurry with this footage. And of course, this thing has a whole bunch of crazy colors, and I just need a second to flash all. Oh my God, that's awful. Sorry, sorry. Okay, 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 white. I know I'm getting close. If I press too many times, it will just go to the wrong color. There we go. Boom. That's what we want. Some warm yellowish light facing forward. Alright, let's see. Cameras are looking centered-ish. We're ready to begin. Chase says hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, and to make the suffering we're about to do a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable. So if you're ready for some side splits, you're ready for some hip mobility, you're ready for some consistency, let's get started. Whew. I'm gonna take off the socks because this floor is slippery. Feel free to do the same for yourself. All right, let's begin. We're going to start with hip cars. Hip cars look like this. We're going to lift one leg up as high as we can. Lift that knee up, 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 up. Then we're going to open up that leg to the side. Try to keep the hip in the same spot. And then we're going to rotate that leg so that your ankle is horizontal. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. All right. Then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep on rotating, 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 rotating. So the knee comes down a little bit and the ankle comes up a little bit. You might start getting a little bit of a hamstring cramp right here. We're going to bring the leg down and back. All right. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the hip flexor, and that is 1 rep. We're doing 10 of these in total on the left side. Then we're going to do 10 on the right side. Then we're going to reverse the whole thing and do 10 more on the left and 10 more on the right. All right. Let's begin. I'm going to do them facing you, so it's easier to mirror. High knee. Lift that knee up a little bit more and a little bit more. Open up that leg to the side. Lift that knee a little bit more. Rotate the ankle. Rotate it some more. Bring the leg down and back. Feel that stretch right here. That's 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7 high knee. I feel like I was going real fast. I'm slowed down a little bit. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. If you need a second to do one more, catch up, feel free to take that time. Oh, man. All right, let's go. We're going to get into the next set on the other leg. Same thing. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Did I say 4 already? I'll count it as 4 this time. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 7 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1 high knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. And that is 10. Chill. Relax for a second. And we're going to get ready to go in reverse. All right. That was the forward direction. Now we're going to do the reverse direction. Most of the movements are the same. When we start, we're going to bring this leg back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel the stretch right here in the hip flexor. Try not to go so far back that you're starting to bend here in the back, in the low back. It's going to put a whole bunch of stress in your low back, and that it's not going to be very nice, especially if we're going to do 10 reps on this leg and 10 reps on that leg. So keep that core nice and tight, and also just try not to lift your leg super far back. Just focus on it right here. Okay? Whew. Well, from there, we go, we lift to the side, we rotate the ankle up, we rotate the ankle down, and we bring the knee forward. All right, that's 1 rep. We're not going to count that rep because I kind of did it haphazard, but we're going to do 10 of these on the left, 10 of these on the right, and then we'll be done with our hip cards and ready to move on to other stuff. All right, let's go. I'm going to do them sideways first, and then I'll face you guys so it's easier to mirror. All right, let's go. Stand nice and straight. Keep that core nice and tight. And down and back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 4. I'm going to do them facing you. I have to scoot a little bit in front so I don't kick the shoe cabinet thing back there. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 5. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 6. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 7. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 8. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 9. One last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee, that's 10. Oh. That is reverse hip cars on one leg. We have one last leg, one last hip car, and then we'll be done with these and we can move on. All right? Get mentally prepared. Do a little shake. Pop those hips. And let's begin. Bring that leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch right here in the hip flexor. Lift that leg to the side. Rotate the ankle up. Rotate the ankle down. Bring the knee forward. Feel free to hold on to something for balance. Let's begin. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 1. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 2. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 3. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 4. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 5. 5 more. Back. Side. Ooh, I'm off balance. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 6. 4 more. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 7. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 8. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. 9. Last one. Back. Side. Ankle up. Ankle down. Knee. That's 10. Those are our hip cars. The first warm-up exercise. We're going to move on into warm-up exercise number 2. Don't worry, it's a little bit more chill. If you've never been here before and you're like, what is this guy doing with his legs? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of hip mobility and side splits stretching. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching and the suffering we're about to do a little bit more fun because we're doing it together. So if you like hip mobility, you like side splits, you like trying to be a little bit more consistent, keep coming back. We are live every day at 9 p.m. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and let's get into warm-up exercise number 2. What we're going to do is come into a standing position. Then we're going to fold at the hips, bring the belly button down. Woohoo! From here, I want you to breathe, chill, relax. If you have a tight low back, just give it a couple seconds. Let it relax. And then, when your back is a little bit more relaxed and you're starting to feel it more in your hamstrings, we're going to start bending one knee, keeping the other leg straight, folding the belly button down. Okay? And we're going to switch the knee that's bent back and forth. So the other side. And the other side. And the other side. And the other side. Keep going. You'll keep on feeling that hamstring tighten up. I want you to keep on trying to bring the belly button down a little bit deeper into the ground. Keep on reaching. Fold. Reach. Fold. Reach. Fold. And once you've done this for a little bit, you might be feeling a little bit of tingliness here in your butt. All right. Oftentimes, that is because your hamstrings turn into tendons and your tendons attach to the bottom of your pelvis. When you're folded forward like this, right here, that is probably where the bottom of your pelvis is. So that's what you're feeling. All right. Whew, we're going to do 5 more seconds. See if you can fold just a little bit deeper. Keep on bending those knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come back up into standing. And we're done with warm-up exercise number 2. Let's get into number 3. We're going to do some thoracic rotation. All right. Thoracic rotation is basically just this: rotating the T-spine, the thoracic spine. Is between your neck and your low back. It's designed to move. And what we're going to do specifically is rotation. Feel free to take this slow, take this nice and gentle. I move fast, I talk fast. You don't have to move fast, you don't have to talk fast, you don't have to talk at all. You can grunt and make as many sound effects as you want. All right. From here, in the standing position, we're going to bend one knee. We're going to straighten out the other leg, and we're going to fold our belly button down. Okay, very similar to what we were just in. From here, we're going to take the arm from the bent leg side. We're going to reach across. We're going to push off this straight leg. We're going to help open up our chest. Reach the other arm into the air behind you. Rotate the neck to look at that hand. Reach, 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 reach as far back as you can. Breathe, inhale, exhale. On the exhale, reach a little further. And see how far you can reach. Whew, that is half of a rep. We're going to do the other side, and that'll be 1. We're going to do 5 in total. So let's go. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. Bent arm is going across to the straight leg. And we're reaching. We're opening. We're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, see if you can reach a little bit farther over your shoulder. Whew, that is 1 rep. We have 4 more. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Reach, breathe. Other side. Open. When we're breathing and we're exhaling, focus on taking a tiny little breath in and then exhaling. Most of the time, you're gonna have way more way more air in your lungs than you can possibly breathe out in one go. You're gonna feel like they're empty, but they're not actually empty. All right. So when you breathe in, you only have to take in a little bit, and when you exhale, you can go. All right. It's gonna seem crazy, but I promise it works. All right. I think that's 2. Have we done 2? We're gonna do 3 more. Let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Breathe. Other side, bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. That is 3. We got 2 more to do. Let's go. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg. Open. Breathe. Reach. That's 4. Other side, bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open, 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 open. Exhale and reach. Exhale and reach. Exhale and reach some more. And that is 4. We're going into our 5th and final rep. Final recap. One leg is bent, one leg is straight, one arm is bent, and the arm from the bent leg side is pushing against the straight leg, against that shin bone. We're pushing, we're opening up that chest, we're rotating. Our hands are trying to reach back over our shoulder. Our neck is rotating to look at that hand. And on the exhale, we're going to reach a little further back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale again, exhale. Inhale again, exhale. Oh, last one, last side. Bent leg, bent arm, straight leg, open. Breathe. And down. That is our thoracic rotation. If your back is feeling a little bit tired, feel free to come back into this folded over position. Let the low back relax and Chill. You can stay in that position. You can keep on breathing for a little bit longer. I'm going to demonstrate our fourth and final warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. And in general, it looks a little bit like this. We're going to do a deep squat on one side. We're going to do a side split on the other side, basically. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Then we're going to come back. For most of us, your ankles, your knees, your hips are not going to be ready for a super deep version of this movement. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to stretch those and prepare yourself for that movement. What I want you to do is, from a standing position, sort of squat down, get low, come on down. Okay? From the side, it's going to look like this. I want your knees pushed forward. I want your toes down, heels up, trying to squish, bring that knee towards your foot. And I want you to pull your chest down towards your knee so that we're feeling that compression here at the hip. We're feeling that stretch in the calves. And I want you to just hang out here for a second. Breathe. Once you've taken a couple of breaths here, and you've gotten a little bit more comfortable, I want you to add a little bit of gentle movement. You don't have to do anything crazy, but if you can, wiggle your hips a little bit. Push one knee forward, one knee back, one knee forward, one knee back. Open up one leg to the side, open the other leg to the side, open the other leg to the side. Bring the legs in, close them together. Bring your chest down, do a little dance. And once you've moved a little bit and you're feeling a little bit smoother, we're ready to continue. We're going to do some Cossack switches, all right? I'm going to scoot over to the side of the screen so that you can see more of my body. And we're going to stick our hands straight down into the ground, all right? Next, we're going to extend one leg out to the side. We're going to plant the heel of the other leg down. From here, I want you to get as low as you can with this heel, this toe stuff down on the ground, flat. The more flat, not flat, but having your fleshy part under your big toe, fleshy part under your pinky toe, and your heel down forms a nice strong tripod. We want that tripod for stability, okay? So get into that tripod and then see how low you can get. If you're stuck really high up, that's absolutely fine. It's part of the process. You're gonna get slowly deeper over time. If you're already real deep, great. We're moving on to the next step. We're gonna move our butt that away. All right, put your hands down if you need to. Help walk your body over to the other side and come on over. That is half a rep. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna come back. That is one full rep. If you're higher up, you don't need your hands at all. That's totally fine. Keep on going from side to side. When you get to the other side, I want you to try and pause for a second. I want you to try to exhale a little bit of air from your lungs and see if you can deflate and sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. How far you get is not important. What is important is that you tried. Okay? And that is it. That's everything. We're doing 10 reps of these. So let's get into it. Let's begin. Heel is down. Heel is down. Get as low as you can. And use your hands. Come on over. That's one. Come on back. That's still one. Come on back. That's two. Come on back. That's still two. Slowly see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. If you don't need to use your hands, you find that you're perfectly strong without them, feel free to stop using your hands. That's four, I believe. Keep going. Across. And back. That's five. Keep going. Across and back. If you're feeling really strong, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter and continue. When you sit up straight, you might want to stick your hands out to help counterbalance a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit more stress in that low back because those muscles are going to have to flex to support your torso. And keep going. This, I believe, is number 8. If the inside of your knees are getting a little bit achy and you're like feeling it in this transition in between stage, instead of going across that way, you can come up first, come across, and then sink down. All right, up, across, and down. That's 9. Last one. You can do whatever you want, but another variation, in case your knees are hurting, is you can try to do a squat. Basically, come up all the way, come on down the other side, and see if that takes some tension off of the inside of the knee and switches it elsewhere. That is 10 Cossack switches. Give you a whole bunch of options that you can use for next time, and that's it. that is our warm up. If that sentence scares you because it's your first time on the live, don't worry. This is a 45 to 60 minute hip mobility and stretching show. What we just did was warming us up so that we get the best stretch that we can. The cardio, the reps, those are basically over. Hello, kitty cat. Kitty cat's curious about the light. Have you been blinded? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. I saw something come in from Shay that seemed long. I do Q&A at the end. All right. Because I want to be respectful of everybody's time, I try to get through the whole side splits hip mobility workout first, and then Q&A comes at the end. All right. Where are we at? We just finished our warm up. We're gonna move on into our 5 stretches. All right. The first stretch is a hamstring stretch, and it looks a little bit like this. One knee is down on the ground. Our hips are straight above that knee, and our chest is above those hips. And we're going to extend one leg out in front. From here, we're going to focus on that belly button. We're going to fold it down into the ground and feel that hamstring stretch in that leg that is extended. If you are here, I want you to go grab something to pad this knee. There's a lot of pressure there. It's a little bit uncomfortable, so get something to pad your knee. I'm going to try and roll up 2 socks and see if that works. You can use a yoga mat. You can use foam flooring. You can use dirty laundry. You can use a decorative pillow. You can use a couch cushion. You can use a dog bed. Whatever it is that you want to give your knee a little bit of padding. I'm going to try this with a couple of socks and see if that is enough. So far, it seems totally possible. So, I'm gonna roll with it. Oh, hi. Hello, welcome back. I can't pet you. I got a show to do. And I'm slightly allergic to you, so I really prefer if you didn't. Because then I have to be extra cautious about touching my face for the rest of the life. Okay, you're gonna stand there? Great, cool. That works. I'll just scoot over this way. Whew. I'm house sitting. These are my cats. Okay, let's continue. We're getting into our hamstring stretch. One leg is extended. One leg is straight down into the ground. We're folding our belly buttons down. Whee! From here, what I want you to do is I want you to feel that stretch in the hamstring, and I want you to breathe. Exhale, nice and loud, aggressive, obnoxious even, and see if you can drape your body over that leg. I'm going to turn around real quick so I don't have to stick my face in the cat, and also so you can see the shape of my stretch and not just stare at the top of my head. Keep on breathing. Inhale. Exhale. And once you have breathed a little bit, we're going to make our stretch a little bit more intense. Okay, we're gonna do something called the inhale, exhale, fold. It is very descriptive because we're doing exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna take a big breath in, inhale, and then we're gonna exhale slowly, and we're gonna fold, bring that belly button down to the thigh while we exhale. Okay, let's begin. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Oh man, bring yourself deep into that stretch. Take some normal breaths. Try your best to relax. And keep trying to drape your body over that leg. Relax your toes, relax your hamstrings, relax your calves, glutes, low back. Breathe. We're going to do one more inhale, exhale, fold. All right, inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring the belly button down as low as you can go. We're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23. On the exhale, try to release all that tension from your lungs, from your abdomen, from your body. Drape your body over those legs. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. That's it. That is our stretch. Come on up, bring that leg back in, and we are done. We're going to move on to the other side. That cushion that you just had, drop it underneath the other knee, and let's move on. Extend the other leg out in front. Breathe. Fold, 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 fold some more. Oh, ho, ho, ho. My left hamstring is extra tight today, and I don't know why, but my left leg has always been less flexible, so that is normal. Okay, from here, we're going to exhale, inhale, exhale. Try to relax our muscles in the toes, feet, calves, hamstrings, glutes, low back. And we're going to inhale, exhale, fold real soon, all right? And by real soon, I mean like right now. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring that belly button down, down, down. Oh, if you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure in your knee, it's feeling a little uncomfortable, instead of keeping it straight and locked out, you can give it a slight bend. That bend will take pressure off the knee, and you can focus on folding your belly button and your chest forward first, and then straightening out the leg at the very end, okay? That's it. We got one more. Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26. Remember, relax the toes, relax the calves, relax the hamstrings, glutes, low back. Oh, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Kitty's crying for attention. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. If you've learned anything from this stretch, hopefully it's that if you spend a little bit of time, you spend some time breathing, you spend some time trying to relax, you can get into a much deeper stretch than you thought possible. Take that general tidbit of advice and apply it to everything. If you watch something real cool on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is that you doom scroll on, and you're like, damn, I want to try that, you should absolutely try it. But spend 2 minutes, spend 3 minutes warming up those muscles first before you begin, and I promise you'll perform way better. All right? With that, we're going to move on into our second stretch. It is called the butterfly stretch. Okay, and it looks a little bit like this. We are going to bring our feet together and pull it in towards our groin. Boom, butterfly stretch. But there's something I want you to do differently. I want you to bring your back, your hips, your shoulders, your head up against a wall, or in my case, this shoe cabinet bench thing. Whatever it is, I want you to be able to lean into it. I want you to be able to push into it, and I want you to be able to feel very comfortable when you're sitting here. All right. So again, your hips, your low back, your shoulders, your head, all resting against a wall. From here, we're going to pull those legs back in, and you should feel the stretch right here. That is your groin muscles. The way to get this stretch even more intense is to bring your knees into the ground. And I want you to use your thigh muscles and your glutes to do that. I want you to pull your legs open the best that you can. So take a second, real quick, hold on to those feet, pull up your pants if you need to, and use your outer thighs and your glutes to pull your knees down. If you're new to the show and you're like, I have never done this before, what are you talking about? Focus on two things. One, you should be feeling a groin stretch. Okay? So if you pull your legs as hard as you can and all of a sudden you're feeling a stretch here in the groin on either side, you're doing the right thing. Additionally, if your knees drop even the littlest bit down towards the ground, you're probably doing the right thing too. Okay? And that's good enough to start. Once you have contracted those muscles, your glutes, your outer thighs, and you try to bring your legs down as low as you can, we're going to start using some external force. All right, we're going to take our hands, we're going to apply pressure straight down. And if you're sticky enough to the floor, there's enough friction to hold you down, you should be able to push right down and stay there. My floor is a little bit slippery. I'm sliding out a little bit. And if you are experiencing the same thing, you can just focus on one leg at a time. Okay? For everybody else, push, 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 push straight down. You should feel a little bit of pressure in the back of your head, in your shoulders when you get pushed into the wall. And that is normal. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our butterfly stretch. You can come out of it and let your hands go. If your wrists are a little bit tired from pushing your arms, pushing your legs down, you can give them a little shake like the little T-Rex hands, flop them around. And I want you to try your best to flap the wings of your butterflies, okay? If you're having a little bit of trouble with your legs, you can grab them, you can give them a shake, say, hey, hey, wake up, we got stuff to do. And that should help them get into a little bit more chill of a position so you can flap them. Flap, 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 flap as much as you want. And now we're going to come into our third stretch. The third stretch is called the pancake. The goal of the pancake is to basically, with your legs wide, fold your whole entire upper body in between your legs. Oh, and it is a really hard stretch. So we're going to do a version that requires gravity to help us out as much as possible. It's called the standing pancake, but you don't have to actually stand. You can lean against something, and that can help reduce the intensity of the stretch. You should try both and see which one you prefer. I recommend you stand real close to a wall before you begin and be able to lean your butt against that wall if you so choose. Just pop that butt back. All right? From here, I want you to open up your legs and I want you to fold your belly button down into the ground. Right? And I want you to see if you can get a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. The cat is monitoring me. Oh no, 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 no. I'm allergic. Oh man. Okay. Phew. I got a show to finish. Okay. um, where are we going with this? Once you're here, we're trying to fold our belly buttons down into the ground. And we're trying to fold the belly button some more, 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 fold the belly button some more. If you feel like your face is too close to the ground, you can actually sit back a little bit. You can rest your butt against the wall and see if you can keep going. All right. To make this harder, you can extend your arms so that your biceps are by your ears or not, because it's really tiring. It's up to you what you want to do. All right. Shoo. Oh, 30 seconds. Let's go. Bring that belly button down. Bring it down some more. Keep going. Fold, 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 fold. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. By the way, you don't have to open up your legs as wide as I do. Wherever is comfortable for you when you fold forward is absolutely fine. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. If it's too tiring, you can put your hands down and just bend your elbows as you fold forward. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Oh, that is quite possibly the most intense stretch of our whole entire show. If you did it right, you should be feeling quite a bit of a stretch here in the inner thighs and in your hamstrings, maybe even in your glutes. All right. These muscles here, your inner thigh muscles, your adductors, their main job is to pull the leg in a little past center. What we are doing in this position is not that. We're doing the opposite. That's why they're getting stretched. But because we are hanging out in this position, we're holding it. We're also training this muscle and making it contract, and we're training it to get stronger. And we actually need that because the stronger these muscles are, the easier it will be for your brain to go, oh, okay, he's got control, she's got control of that position. No problem. We can let them go a little bit deeper. All right. So there's some psychological stuff, but there's some neurological stuff, and that is the neurological stuff. That is our third stretch. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. It's a little bit easier. It's a little bit more chill. We're going to do the pigeon stretch. Okay. You have the option actually between the figure four and the pigeon. If the pigeon is a little too intense and you feel like you're folding is making your knees uncomfortable, the pigeon, you have a little bit more control and you have to pull your own leg in so you can adjust. At the end of the day, both look a little bit like this. We're going to stand up real quick to demonstrate, and then we're going to jump into the pigeon. Okay, both look like this. We're crossing one leg over the knee. We're bringing that ankle up towards our belly button. We're bringing our belly button down towards that ankle, and from the side it looks a little bit like this. We're going to feel the stretch right here in the side of this hip. This is a glute muscle, but it is the side of your hip, and you might also feel it in your hamstrings. You might feel it a little bit up here in the side of your thigh. You might feel it a little bit here where you're actually doing the folding. Okay. Let's get into the pigeon. So, like I said, the leg was in this position and we're folding forward, right? If you come on down to the ground and maintain that position, you're going to be ready to start your pigeon. I want you to try to keep this middle line, right? Between, like, split your body in half, in between your eyes, down your nose, down your mouth, down your chest, in between your pecs. I want you to fold that down, sort of, so that you're right in between your midpoint between the knee and the ankle. If you have particularly long legs, it's going to be a little bit different. You don't have to exactly hit middle if you don't want to. But as a general rule of thumb, when you're first starting out, aim for the middle. All right, match the middle line to the middle of that leg. And that's it. We're going to fold forward. Whew. When you're here, I want you to breathe. I want you to feel like you're a deflating balloon. I want you to go and see if you can turn into a pile of jello on the floor, stretching out your leg. All right. This leg over here can just hang out. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just see if you can get comfortable relaxing it off to the side. If you want, you can extend that leg back behind you. If you've done some yoga, you've seen some other places where people do pigeon, you might have seen you can bring the leg back behind you into something that looks a little bit like this when you're doing the pigeon. Okay? If you want, you can feel free to do this version of the pigeon. If you need a little bit of help, you're like, how do I get this leg back? I can't. It hurts my hip. It hurts my knee. What's going on? I recommend you do two things. One of them is stop standing up so straight. Lean forward. When you're flopped over like this, there's way less pressure on your knee. There's way less pressure on this hip flexor muscle on this in this hip extension position, and you can probably just chill out a little bit more. Cool. The alternative to that, or you can do both at the same time, is you can elevate this front leg. When it is up higher, chances are your hips will also come up, and when your hips are higher off the ground, it will be much easier for your leg to get underneath you and just chill behind you. All right, so those are your two options. Elevate your front leg on a stool, on a coffee table, on your couch, on your bed, and we're ready to begin. I could have demonstrated against this bench, I just realized, and I forgot. But we're gonna continue anyway. All right, let's go. Midpoint, midpoint line to the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. All right, and we're folding. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Fold, 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 fold. I'm about to lose an earbud. There it is. And keep on breathing. Inhale, exhale. Try to deflate like a balloon. Keep your hips low. Drop the chest down after. And 30 seconds. Let's go. 29. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. You can experiment with trying to keep your back a little bit straighter. You can experiment with getting really relaxed and lazy and see how that impacts your stretch in the hip. 18, 17, 16, if you feel like the stretch suddenly got way easier and you've noticed your foot is kind of slipping, it's coming towards your groin, it's coming towards the other knee, push that leg forward, push your ankle towards your face, and that will make the stretch way harder. 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our pigeon stretch on one side. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the other side. Whew. We're gonna bring that leg over. All right, same thing, so that it is across the body. We're folding the chest down. That middle line, sort of in between the knee and the ankle, middle of that is good, and we're ready to go. Extend that leg back behind you if you want to. You really don't have to if you don't want to. And fold. Breathe. Exhale. Try to turn into jelly and drip into the floor. When you exhale, release tension from your body and let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Inhale, exhale. Release all that tension. Become jelly in the floor. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Come on out of that stretch. That is our pigeon. That is our fourth stretch. Our show has a total of 5 stretches. But what's different about what's coming up, our fifth and final stretch, is that we're doing 3 rounds of the final stretch. We're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds of the side splits. If you've never done a side split before, don't worry. We will explain, or I will explain everything slowly, step by step, as we go. And you should be able to get into some sort of position that's relatively close. Okay? Whew. If you're just joining and you're like, wow, all I've seen so far is this guy folding on the floor, and you're like, what is happening here? Because you're curious, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started 40 something minutes ago. And we do this every day to practice consistency, build a little community, make the suffering that we do on the floor every day a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining. So if you like that, hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back at 9 p.m., aka 45 minutes ago, but like tomorrow. All right, let's get into some side splits. For the side splits, I want you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of a wall. Right behind me, I do not have a wall. This is a shoe cabinet thing, bench, shenanigans. And it's going to be okay for my purposes, but I recommend that you get in front of a wall, okay? When you are about 8 to 12 inches, for most people, it's about 1.5 foot steps maybe, you are ready to get into your side split position. The reason, and I want you to pause for a second because I'm going to talk about safety before we continue. The reason why I want you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall is because we are going to be in a position that looks like this. Our legs are wide, our hands are going to be on the ground. We're going to be shifting our weight, we're going to be maneuvering, we're going to be trying to find a way to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. At some point, you'll realize if you stick your butt back, it's easier to get into a slightly deeper stretch. And you're going to stick your butt back, you're going to stick your butt back, you're going to stick your butt back, and all of a sudden you're going to lose balance. You're like, oh, no, I have gone too far. No. And then you're going to fall. But if you're standing 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, your butt will rest into the wall, and then you'll just do a little hip thrust, whee, and then you'll be back into your side split. Okay, and you can start over. If you did not have a wall behind you, and you just went, no, and then you, oh, busted your butt, that would hurt way more. And chances are you'll roll back, hit your head or something crazy, and that would be awful. So don't do that to yourself and stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. Okay? Now that you got the message, let's get ready to begin. 8 to 12 inches in front of that wall, 1.5 foot steps. Open up those legs nice and wide, and we're ready to fold. If your hips are starting to hurt right here, you've gone too far. Pause, stop, bring your feet back together a little bit, and then we can fold. Bring that belly button down to the ground. Down some more, down some more. If you can reach, put your hands down for stability. If you cannot reach, feel free to use something to elevate your hands. It could be a stool, it could be a couple of textbooks, it could be a coffee table, it could be a chair, even. I'm not going to use a chair. I do have a chair available, but other than that chair, I don't think I have anything remotely the right size. So I'm going to just use the floor. Okay. But again, you can use something that's like this tall. From here, I want you to get a little bit wider with your feet. When you're folded forward, your hips should allow you to go a little bit wider without feeling pain. So take that space and go a little bit wider. All right. Next up, we're going to rotate our thigh bones so that they don't smash into our hip bones later. What that means is instead of our knees kind of pointing forward right now and our toes pointing forward flat on the ground, we're going to rotate that whole leg back 90 degrees. And we're going to take this knee from pointing forward like this to boom, pointing up like this. The heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. And we want to do that on both sides. I'm gonna crawl myself over so you can see this leg. Heels down, toes up, knees pointing up. When you are in this position, your legs, your thigh bones have moved out of the way of your hip bones, and now the only thing holding you back is the length of your muscles. Okay? Here we are. This is our side split. If this is your first time and you're like, this is too much, I'm stuck, I can't go any further, feel free to stop pushing any harder. All right. If this is not your first time and you're ready to continue, let's go. We're going to lean to one side. We're going to lean to the other. We're going to lean to back. We're going to lean some more. We're going to keep leaning. Take it at your own pace. Oh, hi, cat. Go as slow as you need to. Keep leaning. Inhale, exhale. Keep leaning. Inhale, exhale. If the top of your head is pointing in the same direction as the top of your knees, you're still maintaining that side split position, and you can start relaxing muscles in your legs. So relax your toes, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, relax your glutes, relax your low back. Inhale, exhale. Cat, you're in the way of my show. Oh man, you're gonna just sit there? That's crazy. What are the odds? Okay, well, I think YouTube is officially getting 100% cat, and TikTok is getting mostly cat backside. And we're going to continue. From here, we're ready to go. We're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Oh, pull your legs in underneath you, and that is our first side split. Oh, drop onto your knees. Relax for a second. Inhale, exhale, and we are done with our first rep. We're going to do 3 of these in total, so there's 2 more left. But you might notice your legs are super tense, they're super tired, and they're not ready for a second round right now. What we're going to do next is we're going to shake out our legs. We're going to get our muscles nice and loose so that we can get to a nice and deep second side split. All right, so when you can, come back into standing, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And when you're done flopping around like a drunk penguin, we'll be ready to move on into our shaking and our relaxing. Okay? What I want you to do is stand and put all your weight into one leg. All right? And then I want you to gently flick the other ankle a little bit. You don't have to do anything crazy. It doesn't have to be wild. You don't have to go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh if you don't want to. You can. You just don't have to. Shake out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. As you get more comfortable with this, you can pick up the intensity. You can go a little bit faster. What we want is that ankle to be loose and to be free. All right. It can go forward. It can go back and go side to side. You can just swing it around, let it go crazy. And the reason why we want this is because all the muscles above your ankle, in the calf, in the leg, that is designed to make that ankle move, we want them to be relaxed. They're going to be relaxed if your ankle can go and your foot can go wherever it wants. All those muscles that have to work have to be relaxed and chilled out. All right. We're gonna do the other side. All your weight is in one leg. Other leg, we are shaking out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake, shake, shake some more. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop some more. And when your ankles are feeling a little bit looser, everything below the knee should be a little bit looser too. From here, come back into standing. Do a little knee bend right here and see if your legs are feeling a little bit better. Next, we're going to move on into our hips. All right, we're going to put all our weight into one leg. We're going to drop the big toe of the other leg down into the ground with this knee slightly bent. We're going to internal and externally rotate that leg and do something that looks like this. All right, nothing else is moving. The hips are not moving. All that's moving is this thigh bone where it connects into your hip. We're contracting muscles here in the hip to do that. Okay, as we develop control, as we develop strength, as we develop speed with this movement, we can start not being so focused on the knee bend. You can start straightening out your leg and you can keep on going. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you get more and more relaxed, as you get more comfortable with this, you can pick up the tempo. You can go faster and faster and faster and faster, change direction so fast that your thigh muscles are relaxed and they can't keep up, so they start going all over the place, and your legs look like they're made of jello. All right, that is the ultimate goal. You do not have to get there today. You can take your time. You can focus on the in, out. If you're already comfortable enough to shake your knees in and out like this with the legs a little bit more straight, feel free to do that. You can also put the hip mobility to work and do something like the stanky leg. All right, boom, and we're ready to move to the other side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down, rotating the knee in and out and 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 in and out. Again, if you want, you can start doing the stanky leg. You can make this a little bit more cool. You can pull that leg in at the knee. You can push it out, open, right? You can put that leg to work. Make some graceful, beautiful movements or something and make it fun. Okay? You're working on that hip mobility for a reason. Put it to work. Make it cool and have fun. Next up, we're straightening out that leg. We're shaking a little bit more aggressively. We're shaking, 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 shaking some more. Let it turn loose and floppy and jello-like. And we're ready to move on into our second side split. All right? Oh, pull those pants down and let's go. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of your wall. Wherever it is going to catch your butt if you start falling backwards. Open up those legs, nice and wide. Fold forward and put your hands down. If you cannot reach the floor, feel free to use some textbooks, use a stool, use a coffee table, use a chair to help elevate your hands and make yourself a little bit more comfortable. Whatever it is that you use, just make sure it's stable. Make sure you can push into it, lean into it, and it won't flop around and just, break. Cool? From here, we're going to externally rotate the legs. So I'm going to hyper focus on just this one. Right now, your knees are pointed forward, your toes are pointed forward. We're rotating the leg so that instead of the knees pointing forward, they're going to point up into the sky, and the toes are also going to point up into the sky, and the heel is down. We're going to do this on both sides. Boom. When you're in this position, you are ready for some side splits. You might not be deep in the side splits, but you're ready for the side splits. All right. So, almost lost everybody again. Put your heels down, slide out a little bit deeper, wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right. See if you can push a little farther in both directions. Walk your hands back, let your butt rest against that wall behind you, and see if you can sit up a little bit straighter. You don't have to go perfectly straight, just try to sit up a little bit straighter, especially if you have a stool to put underneath you can push up against. All right. Whew. Once you're here, we are almost ready. Relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings, relax your glutes. Breathe. Exhale. Exhale some more. And see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that stretch. This time, instead of sitting with your butt against the wall, I want you to walk your hands forward a little bit so that your chest is a little closer to the floor. And you're feeling more of a stretch here in the inner thigh. That's it. That's the stretch. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 6, 5. Oh no, I touched my face. My lip is about to get super itchy. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Oh, slowly pull your legs in. Oh, that is our second side split. Whew. Sit back. Ah, kneel. Chill for a second. Breathe. And let's get back into some more shaky, shaky, relaxy, relaxy stuff. All right, come on back into standing. Oh, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to, and let's shake out those ankles. Shake, 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 shake. If you somehow just joined in during our previous side splits, what we're doing is relaxing our legs as much as possible. When your ankles are just flopping around like this, all the muscles directly above your ankles are relaxed, right? There's no way they're tense, because if they were tense, your toes would be pointed, your foot would be flexed, maybe you'd be in some other direction, right? We're not using our muscles to control the movement. We're just flopping around and shaking it. If it can flop around, if it can shake, those muscles are loose, all right? That's the principle. That's what we're doing. We're shaking out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. If you're just starting out, you've never done this before, feel free to be more gentle with your ankle, all right? As you get more comfortable, as you know what you're capable of, you can shake a little bit harder. You can try a little bit harder, okay? Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And 5 seconds should be plenty. Let's continue into our hips and into our thighs, all right? All your weight is in one leg. All the weight of this leg is not in this leg. There's no weight. But the big toe is down on the ground. Again, there's almost no weight. You can lift that leg at any time, all right? From here, we're going to bend this knee a little bit. We're going to internal, external, internal, external, internal, external, rotate at this hip joint. The only thing that's moving is the thigh bone in this hip socket, okay? Nothing else is moving. As you get more comfortable with this, as you get more strength and speed, you can pick up the intensity a little bit. And as you get even more comfortable, you can straighten out that leg. We're just bending the knee so you can see where the knee is going and see if you're doing the movement right. Once you're comfortable and you're confident you're doing it right, you can keep on using those muscles and you can straighten out the leg. You don't have to worry so much about it. When you straighten out the leg, it should be a little bit easier to shake that leg, and all the muscles in the thigh should be flopping all over the place, because the muscles that you're using are here in the hip, not in the thigh, all right? And then as you get more fast, more intense, those thigh muscles will flop around and go crazy, and they will be relaxed too. Next, other side, all your weight is one leg, big toe is down, shake in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Again, straighten out that leg. Still, there's absolutely no weight on that leg. The toe is down just to keep you anchored, so you have a spot that you can shake against. And as you get more comfortable, you can shake faster, 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 until your leg turns into jello and your thighs are flopping all over the place, and you should be relaxed. If you're not quite there, you don't have enough strength, you don't have enough speed, whatever it is that you don't have to super aggressively shake out your leg, remember, we're still building hip mobility, we're still building strength, and you can put that to use. For example, doing some staying leg, all right? Ooh, yeah. Do it on both sides, and then make it a little bit more complicated. Pull that leg in, push that leg out, open it, bring it in, bring it out. Have fun with it. All right. That's what hip mobility is for, so that you can move a little bit more gracefully, so you can move without weird funkiness. So you can practice it. You can put it into your workouts. All right. If those are too ballet, too fancy for you, you want to do that stuff, you can add in a little bit of these. All right. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Again, this show is about practicing consistency. If you make it fun, if you make it enjoyable, it's going to be way easier to be consistent. So do what you got to do to make it fun. All right. If you come up with something else that's cool, feel free to tell me so I can put it into the show, because cool ideas are cool ideas. I do not hate. All right. Let's continue into our third and final side split. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of your wall, in front of whatever it is that you're ready to rest your butt on if you start falling backwards. And let's begin. Open up those legs nice and wide. Fold at the hips. Bring the belly button down into the ground. Stick your hands down on the ground. If you can't reach, if you don't want to, feel free to use a stool. textbooks, coffee table, chair if you need it, and we're ready to externally rotate. We want to take this knee that is currently pointing forward towards you guys at the camera. We want to rotate the whole leg so that the knee is pointing up and the toes are pointing up. All right, and heel is down. We want to do the other side. Knee is still pointing forward. We're going to, boom, rotate that leg so the knee is now pointing up, the toes are pointing up, and the heel is down. This position is a side split. You might not be deep in that side split, but you are in a side split. I got a low battery warning over on YouTube, and then we will continue. Boom. Here is your side split. Okay? Take your time. Lean one side, other side, one side, other side. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Breathe. Relax. And this is our third and final side split. When you're in this position and you find that the tops of your knees are pointed in the same direction as the top of your head, you're in that side split position and you can start relaxing your other muscles. All right, so relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your calves, relax your hamstrings if those relax, your quads, your glutes, your low back. Inhale, exhale, get lazy. All right, only thing to be cautious about is don't bend your knees. Okay, keep those straight and extended. That's it. We're holding this for 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Again, if you walk your hands forward a little bit, it'll shift the pressure into the inner thigh muscles and stretch those more. And you can absolutely do that. 8, 7, you need both to get into your side splits. The hamstring stretch when you sit back, and the inner thigh muscles, the adductors, when you lean forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Walk your hands forward, bring your legs out of that stretch, and we are done with all the hard stuff. Oh man, that is our 3 rounds of side splits. We're gonna get up, we're gonna shake out our legs one last time. It'll be real fast, and then we're gonna do a couple of quick joint checks. We're gonna do some stuff to challenge our feet muscles, our joints in the hip, knee, ankles, and then we will be done. All right, let's go. Come back up into standing when you can, and let's shake out those legs. I gotta solve a real quick puzzle over on TikTok, and then we will be right back into it. Okay, let's go. I solved it first try this time. That's rare. It's very rare. Okay, let's go. All your weight is in one leg. We're shaking out the ankles. If you've been here for a little bit, then you know we're just trying to relax the legs, right? And you can pick up the intensity as you get more and more relaxed. Flop them around, shake them. Whee! 5 seconds is plenty. You don't need to do more. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And boom. Next, we're moving on to the hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down on the other leg, and our knee is bent a little bit so that we can see exactly where our hips are opening and closing to. And we're bringing it in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you get more comfortable, as you get faster, you can straighten out that leg instead of keeping it bent, and you can keep on rotating using those muscles until you shake out all the tension in your thighs. Shake, 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 wiggle, 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 and boom, that's done. Other side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. Leg in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you develop control, as you develop strength, as you develop speed, we're ready to move on into that straightened leg position and pick up the tempo. You don't have to go very fast to start. Take your time, just try your best, and as you get stronger, as you get faster, as you get better, you will be able to shake so fast, your thigh muscles are just going, and they'll start jiggling like they're made of jello, and you will have relaxed those muscles. With that, we're done with the shaky, shaky, relaxy, relaxy stuff. We're gonna move on into our quick joint checks, and then we'll do Q&A at the end. All right. For the joint checks, what I want you to do is some very slow hip circles. We just put our hips through a lot, and I want you to double check real slow that maximum range of motion. After the side splits, I tend to feel it right here in the left and right side of the hip. Keep on going. See what you're feeling. Fold, 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 fold. Rotate, 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 rotate. Lean, 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 lean. If anything feels weird, feel free to spend a little bit of time there. Next, we're going to do a quick high knee. High knee on the right, high knee on the left. Whew. If those knees went up, we're ready to move on. No big deal. Next, we're going to pop into a squat and do some calf raises. All right. What I want you to do is keep your feet pretty close together, right underneath your hips. And I want you to pop into a squat like this. Boom. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. We're going to fold our chest down towards our knees. And then we're going to push our knees forward a little bit past the toes, or at least in that general direction. It doesn't matter if you cannot get past your toes very much. I just want you to try going that way. Okay? From here, your toes should be gripping the floor. And that is because a lot of your body weight is kind of leaning forward. Your toes need to grip the floor to keep you from falling. From here, I want you to push that knee forward just a little bit more so you're feeling that stretch in your Achilles tendon in your calves. Your calves should be pretty tense. You can poke them to double check. And we're ready to do some calf raises. All right, you can put your hands down if you want. You can hold them up if you don't want to. And what I want you to do is come up onto your tippy toes with that calf raise. Keep on leaning forward and do as many as you can. 3, 4, 5. If you're not sure what's going on, but you're losing balance and stuff, I'm going to demonstrate from the front and highlight some tips. Lean forward, knees pushed forward. If you are doing these calf raises, I recommend you try to balance your weight between your big toe and your index toe. Okay? When you do that, it helps your ankle go straight up. If you try to balance it across all 5 toes, chances are your knees will go out like this. That's going to be a little bit harder and require a little bit more control elsewhere. All right, once you've done a couple of those, your quads are ready to call it quits. We're ready to wrap up. What we just did was force our toes to grip the floor, the arch of our feet to get strong so we can grip the floor, force the Achilles tendon into a stretch with our calves. We forced that knee to bend, forced that hip to fold, forced that quad muscle to hold us up. We got our hips, our knees, our ankles, our feet to work really well together so that we could pull off some crazy looking calf raises. All right, that in general, if you can do 75% of that stuff, means your joints are probably doing pretty good. You got pretty good control, and you're ready to go on to whatever you got to do for the rest of the day. All right. And with that, we're ready to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing a little bit of consistency, working on your side splits and hip mobility with me today. Again, this show is all about consistency. We do 4 warm-up exercises, 5 stretches. We do the same ones pretty much every single day. The show is a little bit different because sometimes I focus on different parts of the explanation. But I try my best to explain enough so that everybody who comes in from whatever doom scrolling that they're doing is able to jump right into the stretches, jump into the show, and do their best. All right. And that is why the show runs an hour and 10 minutes, 70 minutes. Whew. What else we got? If you enjoyed the show, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are live every day at 9 p.m. because, again, this show is all about practicing consistency. If you feel a little bit sore tomorrow, because today was your first day, that is a little bit normal because you've never done some of these exercises before, right? But the show is designed to be doable daily, to be recoverable daily. So after you've taken a day off, if you want, come on back and let's keep going. Cool. I make other content that is not just side splits. In fact, the side split stuff is only on these lives. I pretty much don't talk about the side splits at all, which might be a mistake on my part. But the other content I make is stuff I want you to check out. If you're interested in calisthenics, if you're trying to learn some cool skills, I recently released a video, I think at this point 10 days ago, teaching the elbow lever, breaking it down for you guys. And if you don't know what an elbow lever looks like, it's a pretty beginner calisthenics skill. That does not mean it's easy, just means that it is one of the early skills that you can learn. If you can do a plank for a couple of seconds, you can probably hold that plank into something that looks like a plank on your elbows. And you might be able to eventually do some cool moves, do a little dance, shake out those legs. Ow, I just kicked the shoe bench. Oh, that's what I get for showing off. Okay, that is the elbow lever. If you're interested at all in that skill, go over to YouTube, check out the account. It's the exact same as the Instagram username, as the TikTok username. It's at splits on the side, and that video is like 3 or 4 minutes long. If you check out the video, you give it a try, and you feel like you got some questions, you can come right back into tomorrow's live and ask me those questions, and I'll do my best to help answer them. That helps me figure out what I missed in the video, and hopefully we can both teach you some skills. Cool. All right, that is the spiel. I'm gonna turn off this extra bonus light, or maybe I'll just hold it right here. Makes it hard to read, but whatever. It's staying here. Oh, thanks. Love the chandelier painting. This is my friend's house. So I didn't even know there's a chandelier painting. That is not a chandelier painting. There's a chandelier up there, and it's reflecting off of that plastic, or maybe it's glass, off that thing. And so you're seeing the chandelier in the reflection. That's actually, I believe, a flower. But that's hilarious. Amara, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Kana Bug is back. It says, no, I missed the exercises. Hey, don't worry. You've been here super consistently this week. So if you miss a couple, it's fine. Miss a day here and there, it's not a big deal. Ganowski says, this is great lighting, by the way. Oh, really? You liked it? Because it's just this tiny light I bought off Amazon that I stick on the floor up at an angle. And otherwise, that lighting is quite dim. I actually got a warning from both YouTube and TikTok saying to brighten up the lighting because the video quality is going to be poor if I don't. And that's why this light exists, so that when I can't be in a spot where I can control the lighting, I got this thing. All right, let's see what's going on over on YouTube. There are actually almost no comments on YouTube. That is almost, I think, the first time in a while. Majed Ismail sends a thumbs up. Thank you, Majed. I appreciate it. All right. I'm going to scroll real quick through the chat to see if there's any questions I need to answer to help you guys, and then I will wrap up. And this is great timing because I have 16 and 28% battery on each of the phones. CL Polk says, I'm glad I found this. Lovely. I'm glad that you are here, and I hope you stay on over the next couple of days. Get consistent, and I hope to see you soon. Oh, by the way, guys, we have another live at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So in 10 hours and 45 minutes, we have another live at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay? If you're not in Eastern Time Zone, you're like, what's 9 a.m., what's 9 p.m.? What is, yes, I will respond to that soon. 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. We started this live an hour and 15 minutes ago, and that was 9 p.m. Eastern for me. So 9 a.m. is whatever that time is for you, plus 10 hours and 45 minutes or something. Michaela is back on YouTube. Hi, Michaela. Michaela is old school from back when I only live streamed on Instagram. And I have no idea why you're up at 4 a.m. In your local time, but this is this is awesome. It's so good to see you. Welcome back. My splits have gotten a lot better. It has been many, 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 many months. I started on TikTok and YouTube actually because Instagram changed the rule and made it so you can't go live without 1,000 subscribers. At the time, I did not have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers on Instagram, and Michaela was one of my OGs from before Instagram hit 1,000. I think from like when Instagram was at like 200. And so it's super awesome that you're back. I'm sorry you can't sleep, but I'm glad that you decided to scroll and find the live. I don't know. I don't know if I should be happy about that for your general health, but it's good to see you. I am back in the US instead of traveling, so I have a little bit more flexibility in the daytime. So I am looking to figure out something for the European audience, which Michaela is a part of. That's why it's 4 a.m. for her, and we shall see. I'll throw it in the group chat at some point, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, I'm gonna respond to some more TikTok content. Let's see. Josh says, I still can't sit up during the side splits. How do you get the strength for that? Okay, so I've been kind of breaking this down a couple of different ways over the last couple of days, and that is Gonna be something I'm gonna try again and see if I can do it in a slightly different way. Let me think about this. Okay, I got it. I think I know where I'm gonna start. All right. When you are sitting straight up, hopefully, since you've been doing this live, Josh, for a couple of weeks, maybe a little over a month now, I think, you can try to sit up in this like 90-degree angle. All right. I know for a lot of us, it's going to be really hard. We're probably going to want to be something like this instead, and that's fine. But I want you to temporarily, at least, try your best to sit up straight like this for a little bit. Feel the tension here in the hip flexors right here. Maybe keep that ab core nice and tight for a second. If you don't want to do it this way, I'm just, the cameras are facing this way, so I'm showing you this angle. But you can absolutely sit with your back against the wall and have that help you out. If you're leaning into it a little bit, if you have enough friction under your butt and you're not sliding out, that's fine. All right. This is sitting straight up, right? What we are doing when we do the side splits is we're basically opening up our legs really, 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 really far wide, right? And I'm not going to be able to do that. In fact, I don't have enough control over the muscles to pull my legs that close to where we would get if we were doing it from our regular side split angles, right? But this is what I can get to. It feels like it's maybe like 110, 120 degrees. But this is up, this is up, this is sitting up, and this is opening up the legs, right? If you can get into this, and then you can combine that with leaning forward just a little bit so that you're on your hand, you're basically still maintaining that same position, you just rotated your body forward a little bit. But what's different about this is gravity is pulling you down and therefore trying to force your legs a little bit further apart. So you don't have to sit up straight to still get a side split. All right. This is basically that position that I talk about where we're focusing on the inner thigh muscles, the adductors, ADDUCTOR. And the other position, the one I think you're talking about, is basically when we, hold on, let me scoot back. Oof. When we rest our butt against the wall, rest our butt against whatever it is that we're leaning against, and we try to lean back a little bit. All right. This will get a lot easier if you actually have something you can put your hands on top of so you can hold on to something. It's not going to be that easy. Uh, Let me think about this. It shouldn't be that much strength that's required because for most of us, it's really hard for you to fold forward, right? It's not as hard for you to lean back. So it should be that it will be easier for you to not lean forward and hopefully that roundabout explanation of what we're generally doing helps you figure out exactly what you think you're missing. I don't think you're missing the ability to sit up straighter. I think the angle of your hips is just not optimal for being straight. Because if you can sit like this, you can be as straight as you need to for our show, right? Because when your butt is resting against this thing, is basically this and us leaning a little bit forward. All right. And if you can hit 90 degrees, that's fine. Ugh. In fact, I can't get any straighter than this unless my butt is resting against the wall and I have my arms hooked on top of this. Maybe from your angle, because I'm facing the camera, it seems like I'm standing or sitting straight up, but I'm always at a slight lean forward. Okay, and that's totally fine. If you have super long arms and you have a shorter torso, that will change the angles. I have, relative to the length of my arms, a long torso and short legs, all relatively right to the size of my overall body. So my proportions, my lean is going to look a little bit different from yours, right? If you have a relatively short upper body and longer arms, that angle is going to completely change. That that might make you stick straight up out of the ground. But if you have really short arms and a really long upper body, it's going to make you lean further forward. All right. So that at some component is going to be a little bit of genetics. But seeing as today I'm not using a stool, you're getting that very clear flat floor view. If I had a stool, it might look a little bit different. All right. So if you're using a stool, you're using props, it might feel and look a little bit different. Cool. All right. Oh, I hope that helps answer the question a little bit. I think you're probably not struggling to sit straight up necessarily. You're probably just needing to shift your hips a little bit. Okay, let's see what else we got. What else we got? I'm gonna keep scrolling up, and then I'll come back down in a second. Um, So I'm going back in the chat right now to see if I've missed any chats from earlier in the live. Che says, cat. Oh, yes, indeed. The cat has jumped in, hung out, stood right in front. You know how, like, there are those memes where, like, the cat will just sit on your keyboard because it knows that, like, you're trying to focus on your work and it wants to, like, get love. I think it knew that I was staring at the phone, staring at the cameras, and that's why I just went plop right here in front and completely blocked everything. So smart. So smart. Okay. Desiree said that they couldn't stay, but Travel to Roxy responded with, "This is last stretch. If you can't stay, the live recording will be on YouTube afterwards." Yes. If you don't know already, we do this live right here on TikTok. And right next to it, right here, there is a second phone recording and doing a YouTube live. That means that I'm going to upload all of our live recordings over onto YouTube because they let me host it for free. And if you need to watch a live recording, you can feel free to do that. I host all, or I upload all the recordings basically because it is proof that I have shown up and practiced my own form of consistency, right? This show started as me practicing consistency, inviting you to join. Now, a lot more of it is making sure that you guys stay consistent. So, uh, if you ever want to do some homework and check whether or not I've made any progress over the last couple of months, I've been doing this live for like 500 days. Michaela, I don't know if you knew that, or if you're still online, but 500 days, and I made a lot of progress. So you can go check that out. All right. And you can check that out over on YouTube. The username is at splits on the side. Okay, I'm scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling fast to see if there's anything left. I don't think there was much in the early chat or early parts of the show, but I will prove that to myself in just a couple more seconds. Boom. Okay, I've gone all the way to the top. Now I'm coming back down and see what else we have left. Um, That's funny. Amara said, "Ha, I thought it was super meta." Yeah, nope, it's just a reflection. It's a really perfectly positioned reflection from where the camera angle reflects it too. Is wild. I had no idea that. I was like, "What chandelier painting?" And I was like, "Wait, that does look like a chandelier painting. Is that really a painting of a chandelier?" And then I realized it's the chandelier above me. And I'll angle it up for you guys. There we go. Chandelier above me, reflecting in that painting. See, it's kind of shifting in the lighting over here, maybe a little bit for YouTube. Here is the chandelier, and there is the painting that the chandelier is reflecting in and making the flower petals look crazy funny. Um, okay, I'm gonna scroll a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Josh says, okay, thanks for the explanation. Awesome. I hope that helps. If you find that it's not helping, feel free to record something from a side angle and send it over in the DMs, and I'll take a quick look. Cool. All right. It is 10:26. This live has been running for about 83 minutes, and it looks like we are out of comments for me to respond to. We're out of questions. So we're going to get ready to wrap this up. If you got any last final thoughts that you want to send, feel free to send them in. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you about all the other stuff that I do. I make a bunch of other content, and my general philosophy towards fitness is for most of us, it's not our full time thing, right? So if it is a side thing, then you should keep it and treat it as a side thing and just do your best. And one of the ways that manifests in the rest of my content is if you've got 2 minutes, you're waiting for your coffee to boil, you're waiting for your ramen to finish soaking up in hot water until it's actually edible, then you got 2 minutes to get a great tiny little bit of exercise in. It's great for mobility. It's great for warming up. It's great for making sure you move better on cold days, right? And if you're moving a little better, you feel a little bit better, that is going to make you much more excited to do other fitnessy stuff. If you don't do anything at all and you just feel painful the whole entire day because your ankles are cold or your knees are cold, that is just going to make you miserable. So take those 2 minutes while you're waiting for your coffee, while you're waiting for your ramen, add a little bit of gentle movement and don't sleep on it. Um, you can find that kind of content over in sort of like 2 minute workouts is what those videos are called, over on the short form content. If you hit follow, if you hit subscribe on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, that will just slowly pop up on your feed and you can go check those out. Or you can go straight to the account and just dig through them. All right. Those are generally called like 2 minute exercises, 2 minute workouts. I also am doing some quick tutorials in calisthenics these days. The main one, I already did a quick demo earlier and I smashed my knee into the shoe cabinet behind me, is the elbow lever. It is a great beginner exercise. If you can do a plank, you can hold it for a little bit, you can probably start practicing the elbow lever. It is basically a plank that you do on your elbows. You stab your elbows into your abs, you keep your abs nice and tight, you lift your body, you do a little dance. You don't have to do any of this. This is all optional, by the way. This is just what you can do once you figured out how to balance. Okay? That is a quick demo. And if you want to, please check out the elbow lever tutorial over on YouTube. Again, is youtube.com/at splits on the side. So the same username is on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And it is the second most recent video. It's like 4 minutes long. Check it out. Try it. Come back tomorrow's live and tell me what I missed. Tell me what you need help with and tell me what I can help you with, because we have this time at the end of every single live to do Q&A and you can take absolute advantage of it because I'm already here and I really want to figure out how to get better at making those tutorials. So come on back, give me some feedback and I'll give you some feedback on your elbow lever. Cool? All right. Something Sweet says, wow, that was really impressive. Awesome. I'm glad you felt that way. You can do it too. Check out the tutorial. All right. That's it for me. We are pretty much approaching 90 minutes into the live, and it's time for me to wrap up and hang out with the rest of my week. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have a nice bit of sleep. Michaela, I hope you get some rest. I hope you don't have anything you have to do today. And I'll see you guys soon. The next live is in 10 and a half hours. All right. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, which I presume is going to be 4 p.m. or like 3 p.m. for you, Michaela. We are live again to start your day, to start your morning, at least if you are in the North America, South America part of the world. And we are going to do that tomorrow. I forgot my flow of the sentence because I jumped in too many tangents all at the same time, and now my brain is all over the place. So I think this is a good time to call it. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'll see you guys in a little bit, 10 and a half hours. Goodbye!